What's the deal? It's the boy Duane McClean at Duane McClean TV. Back again in the black tee. Here to give you guys some information. And people want to ask me what are my thoughts on rappers or any celebrity or entertainer. Do they have to sell their soul to be famous or to get fame or to achieve fame? Do people have to sell their soul? Or another thing they like to hit me with, do you have to be very rich to be successful in life? Do you have to sell your soul? Okay, so I'm gonna answer the second one first. In order for you to see any form of success in life, do you have to sell your soul? No. There are plenty of senior executives or like store managers, you know, it just depends on what kind of success that you want. And there's plenty of people out there that are very successful who clearly don't even know what a satanic ritual, that don't even come out of their mind or even think about it, you know. You got plenty of young guys in Silicon Valley who are making millions of dollars. You got a lot of young millennials, 20-year-olds who are making millions of dollars on the stock market and investing. And you know, you can make the right moves in life and not have to sell your soul. Not every, and I get hit with this a lot, that, you know, since starting this channel, I get hit with this a lot, that I'm just hating because they're very successful and I'm not. Or I also get hit with the, let me slow down, I think that's the police. Or I also get hit with the, you're just another black man hating on another black person. Not all black people have to sell their soul to achieve riches or to achieve success. Damn, she got a fat ass. Oh no, she don't. It's just the booty shorts. But it's the leggings. And a lot of people like to hit me with that. They saying that, oh, why is it that when somebody gets famous they have to sell their soul, or they get some success they have to sell their soul? I have met plenty of people in real estate who have way more money than me. They're probably not millionaires, but they're making a good $250,000, $500,000 a year. I met plenty of business owners. I met a guy who was over, he was in charge of like making the Washington Nationals stadium. He was like the architect over it. I met all these people driving for Uber. I met another guy who was over, excuse me, some spit flew in my mouth. He was over Under Armour textile department. He was like the head guy. He said if you see a jersey rip on TV, he gets the call. I forgot his name. Just remember all their names. So long ago. I met a bunch of public speakers because, you know, they do a speech, go to the airport. Just riding people back and forth from the airport. You know, I'm sure they didn't sell their soul, you know. You don't have to do that. But if you want fame, you want to be in Hollywood, you want to be in politics, oh yeah, you selling your soul, yeah. If you want to be a high-ranking politician, oh yeah, you selling your soul. You want to be a high-ranking anything, you selling your soul. Oh, you joining a secret cult, yeah. And this is all alleged, people. Tired of people coming here, oh, you don't have the facts. No, dummy, I'm using common sense. And if you see a bunch of people doing Masonic handshakes, what do you think that means? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, dummy, I don't know, but I'm using common sense. If you see a bunch of people throwing up a bunch of secret handshakes and hand signs, and you know that they're not doing it by accident, there's a reason for that. There is a Masonic handshake that you see a lot of world leaders doing, popes, all that. So I'm not a crazy person. I'm just using common sense. But yeah, if you want to be a rapper, and you want to be a really famous rapper, like Drake famous, oh yeah, you selling that soul, yeah. And some people ask me the question, what about artists like Lil Yachty or Blueface who sell their souls, but they flop? You still gotta have talent. You can sell your soul all day, don't mean you're gonna sell. Now, I'm gonna give you guys an example of a rapper who sold their soul allegedly sold her soul. I gotta say that. I get tired of dealing with you. I'm gonna start ignoring you guys in the comments, but I keep getting alerts from my phone from YouTube Studios. I'm just gonna cut them off. I'm tired of reading that mess. But I'm gonna give you guys one. French Montana, trash. French Montana is trash, but he's still relatively famous. Still has hit songs. The song with him and Sway Lee, the song was given to him. The song was initially given to Drake. Drake said he didn't want it, so he gave it to French Montana. When you sell your soul, you get opportunities like that when you sell your soul. All right. Now you still have to have talent. Now you seen Lil Yachty had the song Oprah. He did the dress and all that good stuff. He sold his soul recently. I think he sold his soul way back when he bit the corn dog. And Famous Dex had a song where he said, "Little boat done sold his soul. It's not the way to go." And Famous Dex and Lil Yachty was, you know, they came in together. You know, I think they had like a little relationship or something, friendship. You seen that twinkling in the ear? Y'all seen that? It's on camera. But Lil Yachty album flopped, even with all the woke stuff he put on his front of a cover of album. You still got to be talented. You still got to be talented. It's just that when you're talented and you can get a fan base, they can push stuff your way. And Blueface only 12,000 copies. And even though he sold his soul, he's not talented. And he didn't build a strong enough fan base. And he didn't have back-to-back hit songs. And Megan Thee Stallion sold her soul. Her album only sold 44,000 copies. But look, she's on all the features. Blueface got Artist of the Year. They're gonna make you look like a star, you know? So yeah, if you wanna be like famous, like think about all the celebrities in Hollywood, the actors, and the ones that speak out, don't get movie roles no more, you know? I think his name Dennis Quaid, who's speaking out on people. I think that's his name. Elijah Wood, they play in movies, but it's B-list movies. You know, they're not getting those A+ movies no more. Like Tom Cruise, who sold their soul, Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, all of them sold their soul. They're all Luciferians. Every last single one of those celebrities I just listed. So if you want to achieve fame, you want the world to know about you. Oh yeah, you gotta sell your soul, bro. Obama, you know, all them. Now here's the thing with Trump. I do think Trump is a gimmick, but I feel like Trump, what I'm learning about this whole coronavirus, if you guys don't know, quote unquote, this is the theory, there's 200 generals that had issues with they've been planning on taking down the world elite, these satanic, crazy individuals for a long time. And it started out with September 11th, supposedly. And these generals, 200-something generals got together, these world leaders, whatever, been trying to take them down. They're using Trump as Trump supposedly, quote unquote, one of the white hats. Basically one of the good guys, quote unquote. And when you think about it, Trump is not liked by none of the media. And this is like the first president to actually get ran down. No matter how much the people mess with him, he ain't liked by none of the media. They trash him. Did Trump sell a soul? Yeah, Trump sold a soul. I was just saying that he probably could be one of the ones who didn't, but I think he did. You know, they all do. Every last single one of them individuals on TV did. Not every last single one. There's a few others slipped through the cracks. But the mainstream ones, oh yeah, go look up the one with Friends. I don't know if this was a rumor or not, but I did read it. But when I read it, I didn't look it up to see how true it was. It was like one of my little things I was researching. And usually when I read something, I catch like a meme or like some quick information, I double look into it to make sure that it's very accurate. So on Friends, after every scene, they will yell, "Hail Satan," which is quote unquote that, you know. So yeah, they gotta sell their soul. Yeah, and no, me answer this question for people. No, I don't believe in the devil. I get tired of people coming to me talking about how you don't believe in the devil, how you believe in the devil and Illuminati, but you don't believe in Jesus. Y'all, you're not gonna convince me that God sent his son down here to die for sins for the people and he died. Now, you're not gonna get me to believe that story. I'm sorry. It just sounds way too far-fetched to me. And we don't see, why did God only speak to that one section of people? I've seen Stephen Darby. Y'all stop telling me about Stephen Darby. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced at all by watching all his videos. Stop telling me to watch him in my comment section. I don't care about Stephen Darby. He has great content. He's very intellectual. I like what he's talking about. It's great news. It's cool. But I'm still not convinced of taking any of that information in and believing it's real. It's not working with me. And no, I don't believe in the devil as like some angel God had and he fought in the kingdom. No. I'm pretty sure it is telling another story of something else that happened that precursed to us. But mostly all that stuff is just about the planets. Mostly all that stuff is just about stars and astrology. Most of that stuff. It's the same story with the gods of Olympus. Same exact story. Different people, just same. The Vikings had the same story. It's the same story and just reshaded in different ones. The Egyptians had the same exact story. Multiple gods, all that good stuff. Anyways, I don't believe in the devil, all right? When these people sell their soul, meaning they will do anything to get to the next level, meaning killing a kid, eating feces, drinking piss, just to do these rituals, okay? Now, you can have a link to the spiritual side. You can do it a good way and a bad way. I'll tell you a good way. A good way to do it to the spiritual side, meditation, being a good individual, being a good person, going, if you want to say, going to church if you want to. I don't see no reason to it, but when you go to church, you surround yourself by positive vibrations. Most of the people there are doing positive things and speaking stuff into existence. If you want to do it a bad way, you can do witch stuff, you know, having DNA of like using blood and all this stuff, using these signs and signals and saying certain words because you are a beacon. You as a person are, you're like an antenna, a walking antenna. You know, you can speak to the spiritual realm, the physical realm, but you got to do certain things. For me to make a phone call to get to you, I got to pick up the phone. So if you are a person you want to get to the spiritual realm, you got to do witchcraft or voodoo. Some of that, depending on what you want to do. You know, you can actually get to the spirit realm by praying. When you pray to God, or y'all want to say Jesus, when you do that, you're talking to the spiritual realm. You're linking into it. People don't understand how much power you have. I have in plenty of times in my life spoke things into existence. I don't speak certain things no more. I don't say certain things because I seen it happen in front of my face as soon as I said it. So no, I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in some horned being. There is no Baphomet. There is no goat. That's somebody's made up imagination. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That somebody made that up and made it. There is no goat head dude, none of that. Now, these people who drink adrenochrome and stuff, they drink adrenochrome, take DMT, and go to the different realms, and they see these spirits' actual faces. You know, but there ain't no goat, man. Ain't none of that. That's all. What these rituals are networking. Is to see if you down to get down. It's networking. That's all that is. It's networking. That's all it is. It's what I used to do when I was going to work. I want to see who the cool people is. I'll say, hey man, let's go to the bar later. All drinks on me. The people that come to the bar, I'm like, all right, they're cool. I see what they drink. We vibe. We all cool. The ladies, God, I invite everybody out. I didn't have that much money, but I'll buy the first round. That's why I say, hey, all the first round is on me. I'll drop like $190 something just on people. You know, only like 7-8 people will come. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that lot. A lot of people. You know, I can probably get away with $50, $60. You know what I mean? People just get a beer. But I'll see people who didn't come. I'm like, all right, well, they not coming. They ain't trying to network. So we get there, we start talking, and we build a relationship. That's what that's what the rituals are. And you can sell your soul as a regular individual without even knowing you sold your soul. If you are a lady and if you are a drug dealer, I don't even want to put the women down. Let me talk about the men. If you are a guy, you selling drugs, you selling your soul for money. Because guess what? You're more likely going to get caught. You're going to end up doing 15 years in jail, probably 10 years. You're bringing a lot of trouble upon yourself. You're selling a piece of your body, your energy away for money. When you start doing extra, when you go to work, you're selling your soul for money. When you're going to like work, especially a job you don't like to do, especially when it's something you feel like it's degrading, you hate. If you going to work, you love it. You're not selling your soul, you're doing something you love. People, that's a small way of selling your soul, you know. I done heard plenty of people say, oh, I done sold my soul to my job, I became a manager. You hear people say that at work? I done became a manager, I done sold my soul to my job. They say it all the time. So I want y'all to understand that people want to come in, y'all got to start looking at reality. Get out that mindset of halos and wings and pitchforks. Look at actual people. It's all vibrations, and not even think about vibrations. This is all mindsets. Because people think of vibration, they actually think of what's vibrating. No, I can't even use that term. People want to use frequency. Don't even use the word frequency. I'm gonna hit you guys with this. It's all just mindsets, right? And when people who sell their soul, they get more bad stuff thrown at them, because now certain entities, like I said, from the spiritual realm, come in their head. But man, I feel like I might be confusing people, man. And this is why you sound like a nutcase. But I don't mind sound like a nutcase for y'all. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all my peeps. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I hope that answers some of y'all questions, man. If you got any more questions you want to ask me, just ask me in the comment section. I will try to get to them and speak on them when I get a chance. You know, I'm trying to, you know, do what I can. It's the boy Dwayne McClean at Dwayne McClean TV. Catch me every Thursday at 11:45 p.m. I don't always be on time, but every Thursday, catch Illuminati Talk. We on Illuminati Talk Part 12 this week. So catch me on that, the GPT podcast, Go Plug TV podcast. Yeah, go look that up. But it's the boy Dwayne McClean TV. I'm out. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be safe.